This is Jonathan Aguilar, fifth Pro Boxing fans, joined by Victor Ortiz, who fights in BKB Saturday, 18th of July. Your debut. How you feeling about it, Victor?
Feeling great, brother. Feeling great. Our glory to God, man. I've just been working super hard, putting in the extra hours, time, and whatever's been necessary and needed. We're there.
So, talk to us. You had a very good career. You're a world champion, and now you've decided to come back and fight bare knuckle. Why?
You know, uh, there's been many reasons. Don't get me wrong. I love boxing. That's where I originate from. That's where I come from. But when you get the senses of just the political side of it, it's an ugly game, man. And you could be the best pound for pound, but people will never know that you're the best pound for pound because everyone has chose their next opponent. I don't appreciate that. That's not what boxing is, man. That's not how I grew up. I had 161 fights as an amateur. You know what? Some of them shouldn't have been losses, but they were. At the end of the day, I ended up with 141 victories. On my 20th defeat, I just couldn't take it no more. I saw the favoritism while on Team USA, and I walked away and I pro debuted, man. And then I just thought to myself, I don't think that's possible in the pro game, but it's probably even worse in the pro game. I mean, you have people that can actually dictate their records. You have people that can erase losses from from getting knocked out. It's kind of embarrassing. Um, I don't know, man. I guess when you really take it back some time, the real champions are like the Miguel Cottos, where somebody was using plaster and came back and he just got his vengeance. He got the rematch and knocked the guy out. Um, People like myself, I mean, I've people against me, they've used PEDs, steroids and whatnot. I don't complain. Hey, I take it for what it's worth. It is what it is. So this has become like a circus, man. And I said, you know what? I'm not part of this. I want to do something real, something in this next chapter of my life, this next journey that God has opened for me. I'm gonna go with everything, give everything, and come out strong, And you know what? Glory be to God. He opened a door, and the door was BKB. And bare knuckle boxing not only was the money was all right, um, and when it comes down to what their vision is what I fell in love with, is what I'm with, and that's where I'm going. As you guys know, money comes and goes. Money, if it's not well taken care of and well sought out for, it'll come and go. Even by loved ones, by trusted ones, So at the end of the day, that money doesn't mean nothing. Doesn't bring happiness. I believe for now, for this situation, this particular time, this journey in my life right now, it's been a great one. We're ready to have a good time once again.
With your opponent, Dominic Salcido, just curious, were you ever sort of linked with each other? You were kind of competing at the same time in boxing, same sort of weight. Were you ever near fighting each other?
You know what? I'll call him a champion. Salcido is a champion. He's I've ironic enough, we never crossed paths.
Hmm.
You've heard of the 6 degrees of separation. It was always one of those. Like, he knew this guy, he knew that guy. He was in the same gym I was at, but didn't know each. We never crossed paths. We didn't see each other. Maybe we did, and we didn't recognize each other. I don't know, but I don't ever remember or recall meeting Salcido. I have a pretty striking, good memory, but now we get to see each other up front, up close.
How is training for this compared to when you're training, for professional boxing and when you're a bit younger as well?
You know, well, first off, I don't really seem to think that that I'm up there yet, in age, which is kind of crazy. I keep up with all the youngsters. I keep up. Sometimes I make them, think twice of what they want to do, which is awesome. I play around, but I kind of don't when I say I'm the Tom Brady of this sport. So, I'm a little older and whatnot, but we're still putting the lessons on youngsters. But with that being said, there's differences, you know. There's definitely differences. This game is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than boxing. It is boxing technically, but it's without gloves, you know. There's some things that you have to get used to. There's some things that you have to accustom to. The sparring is different. Um, at the end of the day, just have to make sure that you put forth the effort, and you have to prepare for certain things. You have to add our tools to your arsenal, and I believe we've done just that.
What's the, goals for yourself? There's obviously a lot of bare knuckle BKB fighters, who used to be world champions like yourself. Are there any names? Is there any guys you actually want to get in with after this one?
You know what? At this point in time, one of my dear friends, we grew up together on Team USA. His name's Austin Trout. Um, Another dear friend of mine is Paulie Malignaggi. I love those guys, man.
Hmm.
Uh, they're ride or dies. They're world champions. Their last fights, things didn't go their way, but I would like to take vengeance for both of them, if and when that time permits. Um, you know, at this point in time, I just, they're my friends. This is a camaraderie, So I'm just happy to be part of any camaraderie, period. And with that being said, I just vengeance for my boys would be awesome.
Mm,
But on the same token, it's whatever God has in store for me. I know that the world champions that fought them are well respected. They deserve to be there. They earn their right to be there. And the world champion in this sport or any sport period is respect to be respected. Period.
mm.
I would never disrespect a world champion, but I mean, why not? Why not run it that way?
When you look back at your, pro boxing career, you fought, all the guys, everyone. Who'd you look at as the hardest guy you fought?
The hardest guy I fought was Andre Berto, man. That guy, ooh, he hit so hard, man, with both hands, speedy, accurate. That guy was he's not one to toy with, man.
Mm.
But yeah, that's that was a both wars were hectic, man. But my hat's off to Berto.
Now, I'm sure you asked this in, all your interviews, but you were involved in one of the most talked about points of, Floyd Mayweather's career, that fight. When you look back at it now, all these years later, how do you reflect on it? Because it is part of boxing history, what happened.
You know what? I look at it as a blessing in disguise, man. I was young. I was 22, going on 23. Um, I thought I had the world by the tip of my fingers, in my hands, and I thought I was that guy, and uh, I'm thankful. I'm thankful I didn't beat Floyd because of the fact that if I know I could beat him, but if I would have beaten him, I never would have found Jesus Christ, man. I never would have found God. So it's okay. Things happen. I will never agree with how it ended. That's not what a champion does. That's not how a champion wins. Um, but you know what? What the enemy meant for evil, God meant for good because I'm here. And now we're with a new journey, a new beginning, and here we are.
Did you ever speak to him after the fight in the years that passed?
What's interesting? I saw him at the Staples Center one time because his son came up to me and asked me if I could take a picture with him. And I said, yeah, Papa, absolutely. He goes, you fought my dad. And I said, no way. Who's your dad? And he goes, him right there. I was like, yo, what's up, Floyd? Floyd looked at me and like didn't want to say hi really. And I shook his hand though, and I was like, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. It was so awkward. I asked him for a picture actually. We took a picture, but it was like one of those pictures he did not want to take a picture with me. But it was like he had no choice because his little guy was right there. But his little boy was awesome, really respectable little guy at the time. It's been about 8 years since that took place. So I'm sure that little dude's probably bigger than me now.
Well, obviously we thought he was going to fight Manny Pacquiao. The fight looks like it's off. at the
Is it
moment.
really? It's off?
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to happen. There's talk that Floyd has to fight Mike Tyson first, and there's some financial issues going on. Have you been keeping tabs of that? Because it looks quite significant, the financial issues he's in.
Ah, no, sir. No, I don't pay attention to stuff like that, man. I have no idea. I'm
Mm.
oblivious to the world sometimes.
Well, hearing that, he's in or reportedly or in debt of all these millions, considering he earned so much during his career, does that surprise you at all?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, hey, his lifestyle, it's a fairy tale, you know? So, I mean, I don't know, man. That's just a shame.
Mm. Yeah. And then, keeping up with the current day boxing, do you keep up with sort of, the different champions and who's your favorite fighters to watch?
You know what? Just recently, there was a great fight, man. I had never seen Boots Ennis fight, and he fought Zayas.
Yeah.
Whoa, that mind you, I don't watch boxing. I really don't. Sometimes when I study somebody, I do, but they just kept everybody everywhere I went was talking about Zayas, Boots, Zayas. So I finally said, you know what? I want to check these guys out because they talk about them so much. Man, bro, let me tell you, that was not disappointing from both sides, man.
Mm.
Zayas, wow. And Boots, man, whoa, he's got skill, power, speed, boxing IQ. It was all in one, brother, man. I was impressed. He's the only guy who's impressed me like that. And Zayas impressed me because man, the way he fought, whew, he gave it his all. I was so proud of both of those guys, man. Just to put boxing on that kind of a stage once again. Because let's be realistic, in the last decade, there hasn't been fights like that.
Mm. How
Not in my.
how how do you think he'd do against Terence Crawford?
That'd be a great fight, man. But I'm from Kansas. T. Bud Crawford's from Nebraska, and man, we know each other since we were kids, so I would have to stick with the home guy, you know.
Mm.
But they both have tools. Don't get it twisted, man. They're both dangerous fighters. They could both switch from righty to lefty to both carrying power. Um, they're great fighters, the two of them.
Did you spar Crawford back in the day?
No, 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 no.
Just
Actually,
knew.
we never actually even fought, but we fought out of the same, little smokers and tournaments and stuff like that. It was awesome though, many years ago. To think I grew up same time period, and he did some huge things, and I've done some things too. It's amazing.
Great stuff, Victor. Appreciate your time. You're back next Saturday, the 18th, in Los Angeles against Salcido, your BKB debut. We look forward to seeing you back. Any
Yes, sir.
message to your fans who are going to tune in?
Yeah, to all the fans out there, man, thank you guys for your support. Gracias por su apoyo. Síganme al 100%. Follow me 100%. Que vengo con todo. I'm coming with everything. So,
Don't want to miss. Victor, best of luck with the last week or so.
thank you, my brother.